Okay. Hi, this is Iceblu333. Currently, it is August the 4th, 2025. Okay, so I just made a long video talking, just rambling or whatever. Hopefully somebody will kind of enjoy that or whatever, or try to, or maybe figure something out using that. But now I guess we're going to talk about a conspiracy theory. Because with everything that's going on, I think it's going to drag out for a while. Maybe until to next year or even longer. Because like I said, Bill Clinton, he's going to have the same astrology happening inside of his chart that happened during the Monica Lewinsky scandal. It's going to happen on January of 2026 and I believe May of 2026. So this is probably going to drag out. Because again, I'm repeating myself, but Donald Trump, he said that he was the most investigated person in, I believe, U.S. history, possibly. It's definitely presidential history. So let's see here. So my conspiracy theory. I wrote this like 3 days ago, and I'm like, my whole perspective changed when I saw the Elon Musk progressions. So let's see here. So Ghislaine Maxwell. The astrology. It shows that whatever she says on let me see here. Pause for a second. Okay. But whatever Ghislaine Maxwell says on August the 9th or the 15th, I believe that it's going to change things up in regard in reference to Gavin Newsom. I believe he may start trying to consider a serious bid for a presidential run. Cuz after she speaks or whatever, it's like things start to temporarily get bad for the Republicans. And yeah. Huh. So yeah. In regards to Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein, Joni Patrice, she released her chart, and after looking at what I've seen or whatever, it is she Ghislaine Maxwell, she definitely was her career dealt with secrets, and it's what she had to do. There was no that was just her fate. Um, I believe that everything is fatal or not fatal. Everything is everything is fated and is meant to be. Whether you like it, whether you want it to be or not. But anyway, she was a trafficker of secrets, and so yeah. Anyway, but Epstein could he have been an agent or an intelligence agent? Possibly. It's funny how he's dead and she's not. Um, and the thing about it is that the more you how does the saying go? The simple solution tends to be the solution because or the simple answer tends to be the right one because there are tons of reports saying that Epstein was intelligent. Not only that, his finances, they were just weird. So my conspiracy theory is that maybe Epstein was an intelligence agent, and due to politics and somebody wanting power, allegedly Hillary Clinton, but maybe there were some people that were backing her. There were some people that were that were also involved too. But maybe Epstein was part of a bigger intelligence operation. And due to politics, he was a casualty. And so when Donald Trump said in reference to Ghislaine Maxwell that I wish her well, maybe what he meant is that I see what's going on. I saw what went on, because, and I'm not talking about the sex trafficking or whatever. I'm talking about Ghislaine Maxwell probably knows a ton of secrets. There was a trafficker of secrets. I believe they were intelligence. So, and Epstein, maybe he is alive, maybe he's not. See, with his charge, we don't have his birth time. And yeah, but it's just, she's still stuck in jail. And her past is more so known than Epstein's. Even though Epstein was supposed to be a billionaire or something, or he was supposed to have a lot of money, and yet nobody knows where his money does not make sense. And yet, it seems like Ghislaine Maxwell, her father. Oh, I forgot about that. I need to add that to this video too. But her father, who died on November 5th, 1991, he apparently stole about $500 million worth of money or whatever, assets, whatever. And somehow, come to find out that Jeffrey Epstein, his net worth is roughly the same amount of money. So, like I said, the only way you can do that and not have the IRS up your behind is to be some kind of intelligence or some kind of figure that is, yeah. That's just looking at Ghislaine Maxwell's chart. She was a trafficker of secrets. And did I finish my point on Donald Trump and him wishing her well? Donald Trump probably didn't even know about the child trafficking or whatever. And the thing about it is that being that it is politics, and being that a lot of women want money, it could have been exaggerated, and even more exaggerated because it was a political period of time. So, yeah. So that's what threw me for a loop when Donald Trump, he said that the Democrats hit pay dirt. I was like, what does that mean? I mean, you could say that this was nothing. There's nothing here. And yet the astrology shows that in the future, shock. That's all that I can say, because I don't know. But the girls that Epstein, I'm gonna say allegedly or supposedly, whatever went on with Epstein, it was probably also intelligence. And also another thing is that Epstein may not have been the one who was trafficking those girls. It could have been Ghislaine Maxwell, allegedly. That was just one. That was probably just one of the things that she was doing. Because understand that we don't know anything about Epstein besides he has a loving brother. But in regards to Ghislaine Maxwell, her background is full of shady and secretive and hidden practices in reference to a father. So, yeah. And it could have been a situation where Epstein was like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Or Epstein could have been intelligence, and yeah. All I know is that, let's see here. Ghislaine Maxwell, I believe her progressed Pluto will make an aspect to her progress or natal Mercury soon, because her birth time may be off. I don't know, and also the software that I use could actually be off a little bit too. I'm not talking about Astro. I'm talking. I use a offline astrology calculator when I'm just trying to meditate and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, and what did I write down here? Yeah, I said Hillary Clinton probably through Hillary Clinton or they probably destroyed a perfect system, and Biden he's finished it off through just politics. Mm-mm-mm. Because it's funny how there were so many casualties to the Me Too movement. I mean, first there was Harvey Weinstein, who everyone adored and loved, and they knew what he was doing. They knew what he was doing, but they let it happen because that's just how things were. And you may have some younger people that they're saying that like, no, we can do better and yada 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 yada. That may be true, but you need a foundation. And so far, the things I've seen, anyway. Um, so the first person to go down was Harvey Weinstein. Um, what was it, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby? Like, people just kept all these renowned and well respected figures. They just kept getting hit by these women accusations. And I'm still thinking about Epstein. Epstein was probably the perfect intelligence agent in getting things done that kept things running smoothly in regards to just the entire political sphere and the internal info sphere. Is that correct? How things were happening in the United States. Um, like there were a lot of distractions to keep people from, well, whatever. Just everything was just seemed normal, or what we call normal. But after COVID-19 hit, like I was saying in my previous video, which was shown inside of Donald Trump's chart, it was he had a transit that hit, and the transit was Jesus Christ. I bet you're not gonna be able to find it. There it is. Okay, the transit was transiting Rahu conjoined his natal Mercury, and that's what start off a slew of other events that's leading up to now, leading up to September 14th, 2025, when the transiting nodes are going to square Donald Trump's natal Uranus, and what comes up with that, we'll see. That should be an interesting day too. But yeah, through politics, it seems like everything was just destroyed. You know, Hillary Clinton is a Scorpio and Biden is a Scorpio, and we're going through our Pluto return in reference to the United States of America. So, yeah. Another thing is that, like I was saying, Epstein was probably like the perfect intelligence agent. He probably saw the he probably participated in the actions of Ghislaine Maxwell. And I'm saying all this allegedly. This is my opinion, looking at the astrology, and astrology is a, yeah, whatever. Anyway, the atmosphere in regards to those two. Now, Epstein may have been compliant in regards to Ghislaine Maxwell and her dealings, and he was like the perfect they both were like, they meshed well together, because he got secrets from her, and she got to pretty much use the full extent of her actual power, because she didn't have to hide her money anymore. She found a man who came out of nowhere to yeah, you know, spin it through. Another thing, I was watching is it James O'Keefe? James O'Keefe, he ended up getting a video of the insides of oof Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein's the island on it, the island. And so what stood out to me on the island was he had a black Epstein had a blackboard where it was like he was talking about the circle of power. And it made me wonder if Epstein was actually there on that island teaching people just intelligence in general, so that they could use it on their in their intelligence operations. So because thinking about it, you can't just be screwing little girls 24/7. There has to be something else that you're doing in regards to a job or a purpose or whatever. I think Epstein did say or mention that that's screwing little girls or whatever is his way of life or whatever, or that's just who he is or whatever. And through Ghislaine Maxwell, allegedly, that may have been what it. Like I said, it was life is grimy, and I mean, I know people don't want to think like that, but life is grimy. So if you think about Mexico, excuse me, and like little girls getting assaulted there, some people see that as a way of life. Some people see that as like a normal everyday thing. And so I'm just I'm just looking at that mindset. And I'm like, not saying I'm that way. No, I'm just saying that's just probably how they just got down. Like Ghislaine Maxwell, she's numb to it. She's probably seen everything that could possibly happen on this earth. And Epstein, he just intelligence, just doing a job. Maybe he wasn't intelligent. I'm just saying, yeah. But like I said, maybe Epstein was teaching intelligence operatives how to maneuver in operations, and that's what the board on the wall was for. And notice, I'm not saying anything about Donald Trump, because Donald Trump, we know his full history. You don't know the full history of Epstein. You know some of the history of Ghislaine Maxwell. But yeah, I don't think that Donald Trump is implicated inside of any of this. Bill Clinton, knowing that I would say Bill Clinton allegedly knowing, not alleged. Let me say this properly. Bill Clinton knowing that Epstein was an intelligence agent, may possibly. Not saying he was, not saying he wasn't. And seeing the anyway, that life. I would think more so of that happening with Bill Clinton than Donald Trump. In regards to whatever could have happened on that island. Let's see here. But like I said, Epstein was probably teaching people some stuff. Let me pause for a second. Okay. So yeah. But like I was saying, just how they move, they move grimy. Like in other countries, underage is not even like a thought for some of these people inside these other countries. So that's all. And so that was probably Epstein's mindset. And Ghislaine Maxwell, she's just if her father was ruthless, yeah. I'm just saying allegedly, but yeah, this world is it's a cold fucking world. So, and it is dark, but yeah. Just looking at Ghislaine Maxwell's chart. Okay, I'm back. Got interrupted. But what I'm thinking is, because I forgot why I stopped it. It's been a while. But anyway, in regards to Epstein, what I'm thinking is that because of politics, Epstein's cover got blown, and also there's a it's not a saying. Something happens when you're an undercover agent. Sometimes they say that your lifestyle becomes what you're impersonating or what your cover is. And so I believe that's probably what happened to Epstein. I don't have his chart, and I've already seen Ghislaine Maxwell's chart enough to know that she just smuggled secrets, and that's pretty much it. I'm just guessing in regards to everything else, because I mean, why not have a conspiracy theory? I mean, I was right about everything else, so why not be wrong like once? Anyway, though, so yeah, because of politics, because of somebody's want to become a president so freaking bad, they blew Epstein's cover, and somehow a virus got released. Talk about Resident Evil. We're going to have monsters run around here now trying to kill star agents. Anyway, now I'm getting conspiratorial on you. Let's see here. So yeah. Another thing is that I said that Bill Clinton, just like during the Monica Lewinsky scandal, he possibly could get off. We'll see what happens with Diddy. And see if he gets off, just like they say. Who they are, I don't know, but they say an incident happened with Tupac that may have involved Diddy. I don't know. So yeah, Bill Clinton, he did get off in 1999, well, 1998 and 1999. So yeah. Oh, and I say all this to say that because of this entire situation, the thing that Hillary Clinton wants the most, which is to become the first female president, it may not happen, because when her progressed Saturn conjoined her natal Saturn, that's like a major block. Something ends, something stops. And I kind of feel bad for her too, because I was saying earlier about that song "Stand by Your Man." Let me pause for a second. But I was saying that song "Stand by Your Man." Pretty much, she is a Scorpio. Her sun sign, or her ego, is a Scorpio, and so she has to stand by Bill Clinton. And do I still have his chart pulled up? Let me see here for 1 second. Donald Trump, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton. This man has Mars on the ascendant, Neptune on the ascendant, Venus on the ascendant, Chiron on the ascendant, and Jupiter on the ascendant. So he is just off in the forefront. And but he's causing losses to his partners, himself, everybody around him. He's like an F up. And yet he was still president of the United States. And probably when she met him, she saw how great he seemed. But she has to deal with all the stuff that comes with him. And I'm just going by history. The Monica Lewinsky scandal. Imagine how hard it must have been to have stood by this man. That's why I keep saying I can't hate her. I can't hate her. Let me see here. Do I have a chart? Hillary Clinton. This woman has a Scorpio sun, a Pisces moon, and where's her ascendant? It's Gemini. But I got a Gemini moon, so. But still, what do I see for Cancer inside of her? She doesn't have a Cancer qualities. But still, this woman, she's a pretty strong woman. Pretty strong woman. And so for her to just have to deal with the stuff that he brings. When everybody's saying that, oh, I would love to be a Scorpio. I want to be a Scorpio. Look at Hillary Clinton. This is what you got to deal with. So that's why I say I feel bad for her. I mean, I feel bad for her. Not only that, in regards to a lot of things that the Democratic Party has pushed to try to re-innovate and change things in regards to, I just said a lot of things because that'll come off as offensive, and everybody is soft these days. I used to be the soft one. Go figure. But she's went along with all these agendas because, yeah, that's just how the Democratic Party was moving. And now, even if she wanted to be president, to cut herself off from a lot of things that the Democratic Party has pushed, it's impossible. A lot of things that the Democratic Party these days push, a lot of people don't want. And it started off as, oh, we're being all inclusive and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not talking about people of my color. I'm talking about other stuff, specifically in regards to children and their genitals and et cetera in that area of whatever. But anyway, so she's tied to that. So it's a multifaceted she probably will never become the first female president, and she has to live with that. So I meditated on that for a while. I'm like, wow, being a Scorpio must really just suck. So yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of people that just say, oh, Scorpios are sexy and all this other stuff. There's a reason for everything. There's a price for everything. And what you see is not always what you think it is. So anyway, let's see here. Yeah. So I will probably stop here. I think I've said everything else that I think I wanted to say. In regards to just rambling and giving a conspiracy theory or whatever. But let's see here. Let me pause one more time. Okay. But I do want to end with this. Pretty much, it's just a few more dates I wanted to add to this video. So, Ghislaine Maxwell's father, he died on November 5th, 1991. Jean Carroll, she filed the lawsuit against Donald Trump on November 4th, 2019. Diddy's birthday is November 4th. I don't know the exact date. I think it's 1969. And then Trump, typically every president wins an election in regards to the United States on November 5th of every year. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's all for now. Just the enemy ranting and saying crazy stuff. Well, I might just add re-add the stuff I missed too. Give me 1 second. Okay. But I think I'll finish with this. Pretty much all I just want to say is that pretty much the next few days to worry about is going to be September the 14th, 2025. And I believe that's when Donald Trump, the transiting node, is going to square his natal Uranus. in the sky. And then next year is going to be, next year, January, around January sometime, 2026, Donald Trump has an astrological aspect around that time. And then also May, the entire month of May, Donald Trump, not Donald Trump, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton has astrological aspects around January and May of 2026. It's like this stuff's gonna last all the way to the next election. But that's it for now.